Okay, now we're going to look at VBA programming in Microsoft Excel. So I have Microsoft Excel opened here. Going to get rid of my title. Right, so I have Microsoft Excel open here. First thing, I need to ensure that I have access to VBA through Microsoft Excel. So we're going to click on File, click Options, click Customize Ribbon, and I'm going to look for the developer. Right now it's unchecked, so I'm going to click on it so that we see a tick within it. Click OK. And now I'm going to see the Developer tab on my main menu. Click on Developer tab, and then there's the Insert control, and we have the ActiveX controls, and the first one is a command button. We want the command button. Click on the command button and then drag and drop on the worksheet, and I now have a command button. Now click on Properties, and a Properties window will open. I can change the name of the button to something more descriptive. So I'm going to put example CMDB, standing for representing command button. Then caption. I can change caption. And what does that do? So you'll see the caption, whatever I type in caption appears on the button itself. So that's what the user is going to see on the button. So that caption should be descriptive or give instructions to the user as what to do. Because that's the point of writing a program. A program is used to be helpful to a user in some way. Okay, so I'm going to put click here for now. Click here. Right. Get rid of that properties button. And then if I double click on the button, I get my VBA programming window. And it comes automatically saying private sub example CBMB, which was the name of my button. Click. So it means when I click on that button, it's going to do whatever code I type here. So private sub and end sub. So this is my start and my stop of my algorithm. Okay, first thing I want to do is I should type my name because I am the author of this program. The description, and all we're doing right now is showing an example to use VBA within Microsoft Excel. Okay. Right. Now I want to write, of course, something very simple to show you an example. Now, my program itself, if you remember the rules between start and stop, you should indent. So I'm going to press Tab on the keyboard. Press Tab on the keyboard and it indents. So a very simple all right. Okay, so I've typed a very simple program, just 2 lines, something called a message box. I'm going to X my VBA window and let's see what happens. Now, in order to run my code, in order to execute my code to see if it's correct, I need to try it out. Now, if you remember, my code was, said if I clicked my button, the code should run. So first of all, I need to come out of design mode. So in developer tab, you'll see design mode is on. I'm going to take that off. Did you see that the handles around the command button came off as well? So now I'm going to click on the button, and it brings up a message box saying hello world, which is what my program what I typed in my program to do. I'm going to click OK, and then another message box came up saying this is my first VBA example. Click OK. Right, so that's all that I did in my simple program, just to show you an example. Okay, now let's say I wanted to make a change. So I'm going to click on View Code, Developer tab, View Code, and I'm back into my VBA window. So let's add in a next message box. Right, and that's it. Let's see what happens. I'm going to run it again. Okay, now it's saying that there is an error. So I've just shown you an example of if there's an error, how it might appear. Now sometimes as you're typing, the errors would be detected. In this case, I tried to run my program and then it detected the error. So it's saying compile error, syntax error. So if you look, all right, first of all, I need to stop. You'll see a yellow line saying there's an error in the program. I'm going to stop to get rid of the yellow highlight, and it's red where my error is. That's helpful. Now, if you look at the difference, my first line and my second line of code, I had these double quotes, and that's missing from this one. So let's add that in. All right, let's try again. Hello world, right? And my last message box. Great. All right. The final thing to show you is how to save this. So File, Save As. We're gonna call this VBA example, and save as type. So I selected my desktop. I selected my file name. Then I'm going to put save as type has Excel workbook. We need to change that. So click on the arrow, and there's the Excel macro enabled workbook. Click on that instead and click save. All right, let's see what it looks like. And here is my file, VBA example. So it looks like a normal Excel except has this yellow page on it with an exclamation mark. So let's open it up. All right, it looks normal. We're going to enable content, and if we click, it still works. Right? So that's how you use VBA in Excel.